Hey everybody, welcome to Critical Beauty Salon. Today I have the pleasure of interviewing Miss World Canada, Svetlana Mamaeva. So we're just waiting for her to enter the chat room. Oops, I think she's there already. Okay. Hey!
Hello, hello.
Are you in your apartment?
I'm in my room.
Are you in the room? Okay, that's wonderful. That's great. Well, everything seems to be working out fine. There are no technical difficulties, knock on wood. And the lighting is perfect. You have a beautiful face. It just really shines up in the camera. And it's wonderful. And I like your background because it's light. There are no distractions. So you actually watched the YouTube video that I sent you, right? To get tips.
I did. And
Perfect.
I put my laptop on a little box, just like you told me.
That's wonderful. Now, do you like the banner behind me? I made it especially for you. Do you like it?
Thank you so much. Love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now, are you really excited for Miss World 2021? How excited are you?
Oh my gosh, how could I not be? It's the 70th anniversary, and of course, the whole year of preparations, of waiting for it. And it always seemed so far away. It's almost, unbelievable to think it's actually so soon now.
Yeah. Now, of course, this year is going to take place in Puerto Rico. Have you ever been to Puerto Rico?
No, but I always wanted to, and it's so wonderful that it's not too far away. A lot of my family is coming to support me. I'm super excited. Also, a huge bonus is that there's no huge time difference. I think it's just 1 hour or so.
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course, the transportation.
Are you based in Toronto? Are you in Toronto?
Toronto-ish. So one of the.
Okay, I think Toronto. Yeah, Toronto and New York. I live in Boston, so we share the same time zone. I believe Puerto Rico is also the same time zone. I think it's because my friend Hector lives in Puerto Rico, so we have the same time zone. So yeah, it's the same. Now, have you made your travel arrangement? Have you bought your airfare and all that?
Yes.
You have.
I'm really excited, and yeah, like I said, Puerto Rico is an incredible tropical location. In the middle of the winter. We're going to be there enjoying ourselves, so that's wonderful.
I know. You might maybe stay there longer after the pageant, for Christmas.
Oh, that would be fantastic. But unfortunately, because I work full time and I'm already asking for a month of work until Christmas, would not work.
Well, I have been reading some of your biography, and I learned that you were actually born and raised in Moldova, correct?
Yes, of course.
Okay,
yes.
Now, of course, there are a lot of people out there who don't know where Moldova is located. Can you educate us, please?
Of course, I have lots of experience educating people about Moldova because every single time I get asked the same question. So Moldova is a very small country. It's actually located between Ukraine and Romania. And yeah, this is where I was born and raised. I went there just recently to see my mom, my sister. They still live there. I miss them so much. And of course, in COVID, for a long time, we didn't get a chance to see each other. So Moldova has a special place in my heart. My childhood friends are there. My first teachers are there. A lot of my family. So it's a special place for me.
Now, when you were born in Moldova, was it still a former Soviet republic, or was it already independent?
Yeah, so I was born 3 years later, so I didn't get a chance to catch that. But yeah, it used to be a part of Soviet Union.
Okay, so you speak English, I assume you speak Russian and Moldovan. Now, Moldovan is sometimes confused with Romanian. Is there like a big difference between the two?
No. Essentially, I would say they're the same pretty much, but the accent is a bit the same. We also have some of our own words that, Romanians maybe would hear and think, what is that?
Yeah.
But they're definitely very, very similar. And when I went to Moldova this year, I got a chance to practice because, in Canada, I mostly speak English, of course, and at home we speak Russian. So I didn't have a chance to speak that much Romanian, but luckily in Moldova, I got caught up on that.
So I guess when you meet Miss Romania, you will probably end up talking in Romanian, right? Or Moldovan, if she understands Moldovan, right?
Yes, I'm sure there's going to be Miss Moldova too.
Oh yeah, exactly. And of course, a Miss Russia, I would think. Yeah, that's awesome. Now, I also read that you competed in pageants before. You represented Canada in Miss Tourism World 2019, which took place in China. How was that experience like?
Oh, that was wonderful. And as you were speaking about, meeting girls from other countries, I was thinking in my head about China because surprisingly, like there were so many girls who, not surprisingly because many countries used to be a part of Soviet Union, but so many girls who spoke Russian, girls who of course spoke Romanian, Moldovan. I was helping them to, translate things if they didn't understand in English. And I'm sure that might be the case as well for Miss World. But that was a wonderful experience and a blessing to be a part of multicultural celebration there.
Yeah, and you ended up being first runner-up to Mexico, correct?
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations. I
Thank
know
you so much.
I know it was 2 years ago, but it seems like yesterday,
I don't know, with COVID, it does seem like a very, very long time ago.
Are you still in touch with some of your former contestants from that pageant?
Yes, Miss Mexico actually is always very supportive of me. She messages me, I message her. She always invites me to come over, which I would love, but maybe, once the situation in the world stabilizes a little bit.
Right, yeah. You also competed in Miss Universe Canada 2020, and I believe you placed a third runner-up, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you were competing with Nova Stevens, was that right? Okay. Yeah. She's amazing. I saw her in person when I went to a Miss Universe in Miami. She's very tall, and it's just.
I'm very tall too. We're the same height, 6
Oh,
feet
you are.
tall.
Oh my God! I didn't realize. Yeah. Wow. Maybe something about the water in Moldova.
I mean, Nova is not from Moldova, but it's funny. I'm actually looking at the photo behind you, and some people were commenting, and my friends, and saying, "Wow, you look 7 feet tall in that photo."
Well, of course, you did you model before? Are you a model now?
I wouldn't call myself a model, but definitely, ever since I was a child, I had some, involvement, some even in Moldova. So that's something that I always really enjoyed, but I wouldn't necessarily call myself a model. I work full time as an analyst, so I would call myself an analyst more than a model.
An analyst beauty queen. There you go.
Oh.
Well, Svetlana, would you say that you have many friends?
Yes, absolutely. And right now that I'm preparing and working full time and running my charity, and being so busy, I'm always in my head thinking I want to give my love and attention to friends and family and everyone, and but it's so hard to manage both. And of course I'm very grateful my friends are understanding that right now is a very busy time for me. They're always supporting me, messaging me, encouraging me. Just 2 weeks ago I actually celebrated my birthday, so we had a little pajama party with my girlfriends. That was lots of fun. So
That's amazing.
I definitely would say I do have friends, and it's a huge blessing because I immigrated to Canada, and to be able to build a circle of supportive, kind-hearted women around me is very special to me.
Now, how would your friends and family describe you in 3 adjectives?
I definitely think they would say that I'm kind, that I'm extremely hardworking, and I would say humble. I think that's what they would say.
Kind, hardworking, humble. You know what? Those are very important qualities to become Miss World. So, Miss World organization, if you're watching this interview tonight with Svetlana, please consider her.
Oh, thank you so much.
That's amazing. Now, how did you got interested in pageants? Because first of all, how old were you when you emigrated to Canada?
I was already in high school when I immigrated to Canada, so
Really? Okay.
it's about 15 years old, and that's definitely a difficult time to, move to a different country because you already kind of have your own, personality setting up in place, and for me it was really hard to separate from my mother who was back home, especially at that age when you're going through a lot, and you
Yeah.
know you're establishing yourself as a young woman, and of course you want that mother figure next to you. Luckily I did have my grandparents with me,
Good.
but
Good.
yes, so I immigrated to Canada, and of course it's a huge blessing to pursue my Canadian dreams here, and now to be a part of Miss World Canada organization, which is incredible. And to answer your question, what got me into pageantry? It all started when I was very young.
Okay.
And at that time, I was 9 years old and I entered my first pageant, which was sort of like, to translate into, English, it would
Yeah.
sort of be like little Miss of Moldova.
Okay.
And I ended up winning that. So, and of course, it's very different than, pageants for grown-ups. Of course, we didn't have any swimsuit competition, nothing like that. It was mostly, talent and, kids meeting each other and having the best time, and, just enjoying the moment. And I got selected to represent Moldova internationally. That was also an amazing experience. I was first runner-up there too, so it was, it was wonderful. And when I think about that memory, you know, it's very special to me, and that is something that in my heart I always felt like I wanted to try it again. And in Canada, once I finished my studies, once I graduated, once I got a full-time job, I thought, okay, this is the time to maybe try to do it again.
Mhm. That's amazing. We all, of course, have hobbies or favorite things to do to have fun. What do you do for fun?
To be honest, I don't have a lot of time to have fun these days.
Okay, well, when you're not
But
busy, what do you do for fun?
well, even that's not true, because even when life gets really busy, I always try to remind myself to, really enjoy the present moment, even if it's a stressful situation, even if it's something that could be challenging. I'm telling myself, you know what, like, just remind yourself, I'm living my dream right now. Um, I'm doing things that I love to do, even if it's overwhelming or challenging sometimes. But in terms of fun on a bigger level, I would say well, back in the day, I loved going to concerts. That was the definition of fun for me. So like sports games, I'm sure you know about Raptors. They won the
Yeah.
championship not too long ago. And of course, when that happened, there was the biggest celebration and the biggest fun. And I went to their parade and got sunburned
Oh, you
everywhere, but
did?
but it was the best time of my life. Also, I love traveling. I've been to over 25 countries. And
Wow. Wow.
yeah,
What was your favorite country that you visited?
I
Besides
have a few.
Moldova. Moldova doesn't count.
You know, I really love France. And actually, France is the place where my mom and I have a little tradition. So, of course, it's not always possible, but we try to make it work every year, that just me and her go on a little trip together, just two of us, to catch up, to spend quality time. And usually we go to France because I actually used to live in France for just a little bit while I was in school,
Okay.
because we had this exchange program where you can go for one semester abroad. So I would say France, yeah.
Good. Good. Do you have any role models?
Mm, that's a good one. Uh, Actually, someone I really look up to is Louise Strauss, and I love watching her Time Out Tuesday talks when she does, Instagram lives on social media and shares about herself, about her life, shares different tips. And the reason I look up to her is because, well, several things. Just like me, she was also very serious about school. Even after becoming Miss World, she went back to school to finish her studies. And like after even completing her studies, her duties as Miss World, I love how she's still always challenging herself to set new goals, write new books, be an incredible mother for her sons. And of course, I aspire to be all of those things as well. So I would say she's my role model for sure.
That's amazing. Now, are you still going to school, college, or are you done with college?
I'm done with school, but I'm trying to, I will definitely go and do my master's. I'm just trying to think what is the best time to do that, because now I'm working full time. I'm, of course, preparing for Miss World, but I think maybe a couple of years down the road, I'll definitely do my master's as well.
Are you currently engaged in your dream job, your work right now? Is that your dream job, or do you have a real dream job?
Is my boss watching?
No.
I, I like my job, and I'm very, very fortunate to have an amazing boss. In case he's watching, who really supports me for the competition. But I would say my dream job would be something different. I actually think my dream job would be to become a university professor. And it's something that I didn't really think about before. But after I started running my workshops for my Beauty with a Purpose project, that I'm sure we're going to talk about more later on, I really discovered that, there's so much joy in teaching and sharing knowledge with others, and, seeing the reaction of people who are very, receptive and appreciative of the information. Um, and, I think being a former university student myself, I would be able to easily connect with students and support them, not just through knowledge, but also emotionally, because that's a huge part of going through university as well.
That's wonderful. I think we definitely could use very good teachers at this day and age, because there's so many intelligent, bright, and articulate, young people. And for me personally, I feel sad just to see some of them not really reach their potential or their maximum potential. So they're just wasting away. They spend too much time in social media, um, posting images on their Instagram, and waiting for their friends and for the general public to like their posts and whatnot. It's a very sad mentality, but it happens all the time. So hopefully you're not one of those young people.
Especially during my year as Miss World Canada, I definitely was someone who was on my phone a lot, because I'm trying to keep everyone updated with, what I'm doing for my charity, what I'm doing in terms of preparations for Miss World, sharing my journey, because of course there are so many, young girls watching. Given not long ago, we selected the new Miss World Canada, so the contestants were also reaching out to me a lot. So it's definitely a big part of today's day and age, but it's up to us how we use it, for good or for bad, for distractions or for bringing value to people and to ourselves too.
Exactly. Now, as an immigrant to Canada,
Mhm.
I know you told me that you moved to Canada when you were a teenager. Do you feel more Canadian, or a mixture of, or maybe half Moldovan Canadian, or still Moldovan? In other
Uh,
words, what is your identity now?
uh, I'm definitely a mixture of both, because I've been here for over 10 years now, and my professional development, my high school years, my university years all happened here, and I feel like definitely that shapes you a lot, and that changes your mentality a lot. And of course, I'm very proud of my roots, and I never speak negatively of Moldova. And when I go back, it's always a happy time for me. But I'm also extremely proud to be Canadian. And what is there not to be proud of? You know, every time I travel to Moldova and they see my passport, they're like, ooh, they always want to ask me questions about it.
Well, you know what? I think the longer you stay in Canada, let's say maybe 20 years from now, you will probably feel more Canadian than Moldovan. Your Moldovan identity will probably just, fade away into the horizon, and you'll become more Canadian than ever before. So it happens all the time, I think. But of course, you're right.
Living in
Yeah, you should never forget your roots. You should actually be very proud of your roots. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. And living in Moldova almost feels like a different life because, things are so different here in Canada. And every single time I go to Moldova to visit my family, it feels like, wow, things changed so much since last year. Wow, things changed so much since we last saw each other and discussed what was happening. So who knows, maybe next time I go, it's going to be a huge change again. And of course, that's what I'm hoping and praying for,
Exactly. Now, of course, you're a millennial. What do you think is the biggest problem facing young people today, your generation?
Yeah, you kind of touched upon it a little bit already. I think definitely a lot of distractions that come from social media, a lot of peer pressure that comes from there, a lot of unrealistic expectations because many times we don't really share our struggles or failures. It seems like everyone is successful. It seems like everyone is doing fantastic. And it creates an impression that achieving something worthy is easy for others. But once we feel like, oh, it's hard for myself, we start doubting ourselves, start losing hope, start losing motivation. But I think it's so important to use this tool for good, use it as a platform to share knowledge, to share some words of encouragement, upliftment, to be true and real as we are. And then it will be a more comfortable space for everyone to do the same.
Exactly. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, you're definitely right. Um, what do you say to people who have a negative image of pageantry?
I don't say it, I show it. I try to show with actions that pageantry is way more than just, physical beauty. And actually, a lot of people in my life said that they really changed their opinion about pageantry after, following my journey, after seeing what I'm doing. Because unfortunately, in Canada too, people are not very educated sometimes about what it takes to be a title holder, what it entails, how much hard work goes into it. And
Right.
it's not just about, working out and, trying to become your best version physically. It's also so much that goes into your, charity work, preparations,
Preparation.
becoming the strongest version of yourself mentally, because that is something that is extremely, extremely important.
Mhm.
And for me, being a title holder meant creating a platform of education for women all across the country. And I'm sure that everyone who, takes their time to learn a little bit more about it, to educate themselves, they see how much of our heart and soul goes into this, and it's not just superficial.
Exactly. Yeah. Apparently, there's still some people out there who, I guess, have a very bad image of pageantry. I mean, I can't blame them because of the media. I think the media sometimes portrays pageants in a very negative and destructive manner. So, it's just too bad that people cannot see beyond that. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing all the number of women that I coached and mentored through the years, and I saw them just really blossom into this incredible, beautiful, smart, articulate, very strong, empowered young woman. And that's basically the goal of pageantry. So if you're a critic against pageants and you're watching the show, beauty pageants are good. Okay, let's just tell you. Now, okay, this is a fun question. Name
Yeah.
3 things that you would never do, even though they pay you a lot of money. You still won't do them. 3 things.
I think that the things that we say we will never do are the things that scare us the most. And for me, that's almost a challenge, almost something that I want to prove myself that I can do it. maybe it's a silly example, but something for me that was a challenge and something I was scared of and thought I couldn't do was overcoming my fear of dogs. And I know it's so silly because dogs are friends, and
Yeah.
for many people it's part of their family. But because I grew up in Moldova, we had a lot of aggressive homeless dogs on the streets, and I just developed this fear from childhood that for the longest time I could not overcome, and I thought I would never be able to. But I'm challenging myself. I'm taking I'm taking steps to overcome that, to play with them, be open to hugs and
Right,
little
yeah.
licks.
Yeah.
Recently I went to the shelter and they had this cutest dog there, and in my head I was like, wow, I thought I would never be able to overcome this, but I did. But on a more serious note, something I would never do. Sometimes I see these shows when people do crazy things like eating insects or some kind of
Like live animals,
things
live
that
insects, yeah.
Yeah, that I don't think I
So
would
you
do.
would never eat something that's alive?
No.
Okay.
No.
Did you notice when you were in China, did you see some people eating live animals? Like, because they do that in some countries, especially China, I think. They eat anything that moves.
I did not see that, but something that I did see that kind of surprised me was that they drink beer out of a plastic bag. So there's a little straw that goes into a plastic bag and they drink the beer. So that was interesting to see, but I didn't see live animals. What else? No, most things that I say I wouldn't do is just because it scares me. But if it's not live animals, then I can probably overcome it.
Yeah. So basically, it's a question of just taking some time to get to know a dog, in your case, because it's not really the fault of the dog. It's actually humans. We made them, roam the streets because of overpopulation, and we couldn't control them. So, yeah. All right.
Yeah. It's a big problem back home.
Yeah. Now well, in your case, you love makeup. Name 3 makeup products that you need all the time. In other words, you cannot live without these 3 makeup products.
I feel like I can live without makeup, but the 3 things that I probably use the most are concealer, for sure.
Concealer.
Mascara. You want your eyes to look a little bit more bright and open.
Bigger, yeah.
And I would say blush, just to add a little bit of color and light to your face. I'm very pale, and even in hot weather, even when it's 30 degrees outside, I can stand like this for a month and nothing would change. I would be just as pale, unfortunately. So I always like to add a little bit of color to my cheeks.
So you can live without lipstick, right? You don't need lipstick. You can just like wet your lips like this, like that, and it's red. Or bite your lips until it turns red.
I can do that with lips, but I cannot do that with cheeks. So I'll be strategic.
Oh yeah, you just pinch your cheek and turn red.
Okay, yes, that's right.
Beauty tips from Rafa. There you go. Now, do you think?
But see, concealer and
yeah.
Sorry, you froze for a second.
Yeah. Do you think that our society is too preoccupied with physical beauty? I mean, what do you think? I mean, are we obsessed with judging people by the way they look? What do you think?
Definitely not as much anymore, I think, because recently I noticed that even in advertisements, there's a lot of body positivity, that inclusivity is being promoted. And especially in Canada, maybe I'm not really in touch with the reality with the rest of the world because I'm so blessed to live in such an inclusive country. But I definitely don't feel like people are being criticized a lot, especially based on their appearance. Everyone is free to wear what they feel comfortable wearing that expresses themselves. Makeup, hair is same. And I really love how in recent years there's more focus towards becoming really, really comfortable in being who you are and expressing who you are, and not necessarily focusing on beauty so much, but on becoming the most confident, the most empowered person that you can be. And that shines a lot brighter than beauty, because beauty, it's so subjective. Everyone thinks this thing is beautiful, but someone else could think another thing is beautiful. But if
Right.
you're confident, if you're kind, if you're genuineness and you're true, colors shine from within, then everyone could see it and everyone could recognize it.
That is so beautiful. Yeah, definitely. I totally agree. I think it also it's also about your attitude, what you feel inside. I think if you feel good inside, it shows from the outside. So that's why, sometimes, even though a lot of people don't realize, it's very difficult, it's very challenging to become a beauty queen, because even if you feel lousy or bad inside, you cannot show it to the public. You always have to smile. Like, for example, when a hospital invites you to cheer sick children, you have a big
Mhm.
responsibility of projecting that happy, glowy image to these children. They look up to you, and you brighten their day just by looking at you, because you're smiling to them, even though deep down inside you feel very sad. So it's very hard to do that. A lot of people don't realize that. Okay, so hey. Now,
It is.
during the coronavirus pandemic in 2020, you created a free financial literacy program called FinPowered. Tell us more about this program.
Oh, I'm happy to do so. This is very close to my heart. And a little spoiler alert, tomorrow I was going to announce that I reached 70 workshops and created a website. So
Ooh,
I'm going to share with you today. So a
okay,
little
yeah.
preview.
Good.
um, I'm very excited about this. And like you said, I started this in the pandemic in the summer of 2020. I always wanted to help people in a way, and I always wanted to know what is my gift to share with others. And in the pandemic, I saw that a lot of people were losing their jobs. A lot of women had to stay at home because they had to take care of children who could not go to school anymore. Another huge problem that also appeared during the pandemic is that domestic violence was on the rise. And I think that is very closely linked to domestic violence is economic and financial abuse as well, which is, when the partner controls the resources,
Mhm.
not only the partner, it could also be adult children that do this for seniors. It's a huge problem for that as well. And all of this was just getting worse and worse during the pandemic because of the situation we were in. And for me, it felt like a perfect time to use the gifts that Canada gave me to give back. And for me, that was education, that was my work experience. I moved here for school. I graduated with a degree in finance. I worked at the bank for almost 3 years. So I felt like I had something valuable to share with the world during this time. And in the beginning, it was really challenging to schedule workshops because everything was closed, and due to limits of how many people could gather, if I could go to the shelter even, it
Yeah.
was really difficult in the beginning. But right now, um, I'm so blessed. I recently got a chance to go to a different province to run my workshops. I do more of them in person. Like I said, I was able to reach 70 workshops, which is a huge blessing. And of course, I want to continue doing this for as long as I can to help as many people as possible, even after I'm back from this world, of course.
Wow. You know, that's amazing, because again, I think to a lot of people, you have become their role model, because they see you as somebody who is actually providing them opportunities during a very challenging period, in our lives. So I think what you're doing is just really amazing, and I really hope that the Miss World organization take serious notice of your advocacy, because it is really important. A lot of people could really depend on your program. So I really wish you the best of luck. So that's great. Awesome,
Thank
Svetlana.
you so much.
I'm so proud of you.
Appreciate
Now,
appreciate it. You know, and people. Oh,
God. I was going to mention, going back to the question of technology. Do you think technology is hurting personal relationships?
Yes and no. Yes, because of course, you know, when I'm with my grandparents or with someone else who doesn't necessarily use social media and understand it just as much as we do, younger generation, they might not understand it. They might feel disrespected and annoyed if we're always on our phones. But for our generation, of course, if you want to stay in touch with a friend who's, like you said, Miss Mexico, who's messaging me from a different country and
Right,
supporting me, that of course brings us closer. So it's all about finding the right balance. And for me, I always try to give my undivided attention to the person speaking to me, you know, whoever that is, because there's nothing more annoying when you're trying to, you know, speak to someone, share something important, and they're on their phone just
right,
not
right.
giving me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I would probably consider that as very rude. I think people could use some phone manners at this time, at this day and time. Yeah, because if I'm going out to have dinner with a friend, I don't want any interruptions. That includes a phone or another person joining us, whatever. I just want the two of us, like, talking to each other face to face. So yeah. So people out there who are addicted to iPhones, put down your iPhone when you talk
Put
to
them
each
away.
other. Okay. Now
Yes.
here's an interesting question. If you could teach everyone in the world one concept, what concept would have the biggest positive impact on humanity? That is a very Miss World question right there.
Mm, I have two answers to that actually.
Yeah.
The first would be that a little kindness goes a long way, and you never know what the person is going through, and they might be smiling and they might be looking that they're having the best time of their life, but maybe their loved one is suffering or they're suffering, and it impacts them. So definitely we should always be very mindful of that and try to leave every person a little bit happier than when before they met you. And the second one is, of course, that all of us have something valuable to share with others. And many times we think, oh, you know, I'm nothing special. I don't have much to offer to the world, so I'm not gonna do anything because I'm not, you know, perfect. I'm not special. I'm not this and that. But all of us went through something, or all of us had some experiences that could benefit others. If only we took the time, and if only we believed that we do have that power to change someone else's life. And then if everyone did that, imagine what world we would live in.
Exactly. I think I'm trying to remember this one beauty queen who said, I think the question was, if you had the power to change the world, what would it be and why? And she said something to the effect that if I could only influence everyone on earth to be kind to each other, then the whole world would be peaceful and there will be no more war. Something to that effect. So yeah, it basically aligns, with your concept. That's good. That's good. Now here's a controversial question. As you know,
Uh-oh.
as you know, the Miss World representative from the Netherlands had to withdraw from the Miss World competition because she chose not to be vaccinated. The Miss World organization is requiring all contestants, and I think all attendees, to be vaccinated before entering any venue or attending any events. Now, the question is, do you think that every person has the right to choose whether or not to get vaccinated? And do you think it is fair for Miss World to impose mandatory vaccination?
That's an excellent question. I think it's very relevant in the world that we live in today. I do think it's fair because the primary responsibility and hope of Miss World organization is to keep everyone safe, and health and safety go first. So imagine people coming from all over the world, not only to compete, but also to support the contestants. I think it's just fair for everyone to follow the guidelines, the rules, to keep everyone safe, because really unimaginable things could happen and impact lives of people. There's vulnerable population that can lose their lives from this. So I think it's fair, and I think it's reasonable to expect that from contestants and attendees. And the fact that Miss Netherlands chose to withdraw, it's also her choice and something that we should respect.
Mhm. Yeah, okay, that's a fair statement. But I think my problem is that not everybody can take the vaccine because of perhaps personal or medical reason. And of course, there have been many documented cases of people who are actually getting sick after taking the vaccine. And even if you're vaccinated, you can still get the virus, so to speak, and still spread the virus. So I think there's still so many things that we don't know. But I think Miss World organization, as a private organization, they can do whatever they want because it's their company. They do all the rules, but at the same time, it's unfortunate that they have to discriminate healthy young women who don't need the vaccination, but yet they cannot compete only because they don't believe in taking the vaccine. That's all I'm saying. No more comment. Something to think about. You know what I mean? Yeah.
In this time and in this crazy world that we live in, of course, everyone has an opinion about that. And like you said, there are people who are getting sick after being vaccinated. But as of right now, vaccination is the only go-to solution that we can take to at least lower the chances of getting sick.
Okay. Now, do you have any hidden talent, Svetlana?
I would say my hidden talent is memorization. Especially when I lived in Moldova, we had to memorize.
Oh, you can memorize? Oh.
Yeah, we had to memorize long poems, like sometimes like 2-3 page poems, and then recite them by heart. And that's something that I developed as a child. And then when I moved to Canada, I think that helped me a lot in school and in learning the language too, having good memory. So I would say that's my little hidden talent. Not so hidden anymore. I shared it with you.
Now, did you memorize things in Moldovan?
In any language.
In English.
If you in any language, if you make me memorize something, I will.
Okay, that's amazing. So I think you would make a wonderful actress.
I don't know. I didn't really think about that.
Yeah, because you would remember all the lines. You'll be perfect.
Hopefully, I make a wonderful university professor. I've memorized my lecture.
Oh, okay, that's true. everything is in your mind. You don't have to look down at your notes because everything is in your mind.
I'm gonna look everyone in the eye to not look at their phones, but listen to me.
Exactly. You need to ban all cell phones. Period. You cannot allow your students to use their cell phones during the class. No discussion.
Once I become a professor, I'll set some strict rules.
Well, I think they're gonna be scared of you because you're tall. You have you're imagine. I mean, who would wanna fight a tall professor? Not me.
I don't think
you'd be very intimidating.
I feel like I'm a not intimidating person at all, and I always try to be as approachable and as kind-hearted to everyone. So especially being a title holder, taking photos with everyone, speaking to everyone, encouraging everyone. I don't like the aura of intimidation, and that's definitely not something I'm trying to cultivate.
That's great. Now, describe your dream vacation. I know you've been to 25 countries, but they're not necessarily vacation. If you had the chance to actually spend your dream vacation, what would it be like, Svetlana?
it all depends on the period of my life, because sometimes when life is so crazy busy, my dream vacation would be to just be on the beach in Maldives, you know. But
The Maldives, yeah.
I would say my dream vacation happened just recently when I went to Moldova, and that's because every night I was going to sleep thinking, "Wow, I'm feeling so happy right now. I'm feeling so blessed to be with my family." And even even right now, often throughout the day when I'm feeling a little busy or a little overwhelmed, I will just take a moment and I will just insert myself in that time and space again and feel that calm and peace in my heart. And it just means so much, especially after not seeing my mother for almost 2 years during COVID. Being there, spending time with her, playing with my sister. My sister and I are over 20 years apart, and she's growing up
What?
so
Really?
yeah,
Wow. Is she older or
yeah.
younger?
She's younger. She's
She's
younger,
younger.
and
Okay.
and you know, not seeing a child for 2 years, they change so much. So being with them and spending time and just feeling so happy was definitely the dream vacation for me that I would do over and over again.
Wow. So if you're 20 years older than your sister, do you feel like sometimes you're the mother? You act as a role model, like a mother model to her?
I wouldn't say so, just because she lives in Moldova and I'm in Canada. Maybe if we
Oh,
were together, it would be different.
yeah,
Uh, my mother is still young and beautiful,
I'm sure she
and
is.
I'm so proud of her for taking the risk to have a child a little bit later on. So it was a huge blessing for our whole family. So we feel very blessed to have that.
That's great. That's wonderful. Last question, Svetlana.
Yeah.
Why do you think you deserve to win Miss World 2021?
Oh, $1 million question.
6 million.
Of course, that's a difficult question, and for everyone, it would be different. But in my heart, I truly believe that Miss World is all about bringing hope and empowering people and showing positive change. And for me, I always wanted to live that, and I always wanted to live out my purpose. And I think Miss World is a perfect chance to live out my purpose, to help people. And I've seen that I'm already helping people and making an impact in Canada through the charity work that I'm doing. And in this time and COVID that we live in, I know this would be beneficial to women all over the world, not just in Canada. And if I had a chance to use that platform to make this change, for me, that would feel like a dream come true, because I grew up very close with my grandmother, and she would always tell me that she doesn't feel content or happy because she feels like she always wanted to do something good for people, but she never had a chance or the opportunity, or she was busy raising kids or working and stuff like that. And she feels like she did not live her life purpose. And for me, that was always ingrained in my mind that that is something that I want to avoid, and something that I'm fearful of, not using the gifts that God gave me, not being able to use what I have to help others. So to me, it would be incredibly special to have that opportunity and honor.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, enough of questioning. Let's play some games. Let's play a couple of games.
Let's do it. I'm gonna start asking you questions now.
Well, hey, I don't care. I don't mind. Ask me any type of question. Let's play the first game. It's called This or That. You played this game before. I'm going to say two things and you tell me your favorite.
Sure, let's do it.
Cake or cookie?
Both.
No. I can only choose one.
Okay, let's go with cake then.
Cake? Yeah, cake.
Yeah.
Well, cake is better because you can actually share it with people, right? With your family, right?
You can share a little tiny slice.
A little cookie, yeah. You break it into little crumbles and stuff.
Oh, you're making me hungry with your question.
Okay. Next one. iPhone or Samsung?
iPhone for life.
Yeah, good one. Lights off or lights on?
Lights on. Ring lights on.
I have a ring too, I guess. It's like very bright. It's very bright ring. Okay, I know what you're going to answer. Dog or cat?
Mm, let's say dogs. Let's say dogs.
Oh, okay. Wow. You have a change of heart.
You know, it's it's my on my to-do list to overcome this fear, so I'm doing everything that I can.
Next one, wine or beer?
Mm, I never drink beer, and I rarely drink wine. I'm trying to avoid alcohol. So, but if I had to choose between two, I'll say wine.
Wine. Well, you know, they do have non-alcoholic wine, and you know, you can have that too, right? The
No,
fruity flavored wine. They're very good. They're very sweet.
very
Which
sweet.
yeah, which I like. Yeah. Next one, bikini or one-piece swimsuit?
Bikini, because you know what? Because I'm so tall, I have such a long torso.
Torso.
It's impossible for me to find
A one-piece swimsuit. Yeah.
that is comfortable and fits me well.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I heard that Miss World this year is going to have a beachwear photo shoot. I think. Yeah.
Going to Puerto Rico, that would be,
That would
I
be
think,
incredible.
yeah. And
So
of course,
have you chosen your swimwear for that shoot?
I stayed up so late last night and going through all the options, trying to pick what to order because we only have 1 month left. So I'm
Yeah,
trying to be proactive with my outfits, with my swimwear,
that's
trying
great.
to order everything ahead of time.
That's great. Next one is Svetlana, money or love?
Love, of course, because money you can work for, you can earn it, but love, you can't earn it. It's either it's there or it's not there, you know? So,
Yeah, but you know what? You know what? If you have money, you can buy love, right?
mm, but is that truly love? I don't think so.
I'm just testing you.
I think money is easier to earn than love, so I definitely choose love over money.
We all need love anyway. Best thing in the world. Game number 2. Your favorites. What is your favorite color?
Yellow. You're wearing some of my favorite color today.
Ooh, as they say, yellow is the color of joy, right?
It is. I was considering to wear a bright yellow dress today because I really do believe that what you wear can influence your mood. And
Oh,
even
yeah.
during the competition week when I was doing Miss World Canada, some days when you start feeling a little bit tired or a little bit kind of losing that spark in you, just putting on something red or something bright immediately takes you to that next level.
Right. Mhm. Totally. I agree. What is your favorite flower?
I love tulips.
Tulips. Oh, I love tulips too. I do. They're very well. The problem with tulips is that I think they bloom only once during the summer, and then they stop, and then they're gone. You know, but they're pretty. They're beautiful, especially when they come in different colors. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Yeah. Yay, me too. Oh my God, 2 months away.
I can't believe it. In my head, it's still 2019. And the fact that there's so much time went by and seasons changed so quick.
I know. I can't believe 2021 is almost over. I can't believe it. Wow, time flies. What is your
Yeah.
favorite music?
Anything that is uplifting and feels good. I got like really into running, so for me it's really important to have music that uplifts me. That after the run I feel happy and motivated. And something that I actually do is when I run, I think in my head of all the things I'm grateful for. So sometimes people would look at me and I'm like running with the happiest face.
Okay. What is your favorite word?
Gratitude.
Gratitude? Wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Something that we all need to express once in a while. Because I think we sometimes we don't feel thankful for all these things that we're blessed with, especially, you know, if you live in Canada or I live in the States, if we live in a free society, we just take advantage of everything, you know. We don't we think, I know you come from Moldova, life in Moldova is not very easy compared to life in Canada. So I guess, so you're grateful for all the wonderful things that Canada has blessed you with, as an immigrant. Well, it's wonderful. Now, can you give me some hint about your national costume?
Mm,
What is
yeah,
what is the theme of your costume?
okay, I can't give too much information, but I would say that it's not a huge costume.
Okay.
It's not a huge one. And I think it would be great for dancing. It would be very comfortable.
Okay.
And what other tip can I give you? It's gonna be a fun costume, but I can't tell you too much.
Okay, so you're gonna surprise us. Now, is it
Yes.
going to be very heavy? Is something you can actually wear on stage?
Oh, hopefully not very heavy because I would have so much luggage to bring already.
And you have to pay for all the extra weight, right?
Imagine packing for a month worth of outfits, costumes, gowns. Gowns are also heavy,
Yeah.
so it's going to be interesting for sure.
Now, what about your evening gown? Let me guess. The color is yellow.
No,
No? What?
no.
But you just like yellow is your favorite color.
I don't know why I didn't think of proposing that idea when we were discussing the dress. But no, it's not yellow, but it's still it's still in progress, and I'm sure it's going to be gorgeous. And I just can't wait to be on the Miss World stage. It's going to be so incredible.
Now, are you going to have a different dress to wear for the preliminaries, or are you going to wear the same dress for both the prelims and the finals?
Um, I think for Miss World, it's a little bit different in terms of preliminary and finals. Usually it's a fashion show that we
Oh,
do
okay.
for the award, and they're usually different fast tracks, such as the head challenge and sports challenge, and
Right.
of course beauty with a purpose.
Right.
So usually the
Top
format is a little
model.
bit different.
Yeah.
Mhm. So I've
Wonderful.
been so busy preparing for all of those. It's been
Wow.
a big year for me for sure.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll do wonderful well, I think. I think you have a
Thank you.
very big chance. Yeah, definitely. Because Canada has been sending a lot of beautiful, amazing contestants in the past, but it has never won Miss World.
Mhm. We
And
only came for rock once.
actually twice. The, the,
Twice.
the
Sorry.
first one up was way back in 1970s, I think. Yeah, and then of course Nazanin Afshin-Jam, she was first runner up as well back in 2011 or 2012, I believe. Yeah. So yeah, but who knows? Maybe you can win it this time for Canada. You never
Well, I'll do
know.
everything I can to make Canada proud and to make my family proud. And of course, not just to make others proud, but also because it is such a huge childhood dream for me. The little Lana inside of me wants to give her all, because right now is the moment that I dreamt about and worked towards my whole life.
Right, exactly. That's amazing. Listen, thank you so much for giving me the chance to interview you. I really enjoyed our little conversation, and I know you're in a very tight schedule, so that's why we have to cut short this interview. But before I let you go, would you like to say a message to your followers and to your fans out there?
Oh, absolutely. And thank you so much for kind words. It's been a pleasure, and you're such a wonderful, kind-hearted person. Something that I would want to share with my followers is, first of all, the words of gratitude, of course. Honestly, I was a little bit not nervous, but I didn't know what it would be like being a representative of the whole country, what kind of messages I would be getting from people, not only from my country, but from other countries as well. But throughout this year, I only received incredible positive messages of support, not only from Canada, but from other countries as well. And that meant a lot to me. So I want to thank everyone for that. And something that I want to share with everyone is to remember what sets your soul on fire. And everyone knows what it is for them. And it's so different for every person. And for a lot of us, that might have been a childhood dream or something we developed later on. And many times it feels like it's not a good time. It's not the right moment. I'm not with the right person to do that. I'm not in the right position to do that. I don't have enough money to do that, etc., etc. But this is the only life we get. This is the only chance we get. And nothing will ever make us more fulfilled than a true dream from the heart that is fulfilled, especially if it's used for something good to help others. For me, one of my favorite quotes is success means reaching your highest potential and using your gifts to help others. And if all of us find a way to do it, then we're all going to be so happy and so fulfilled, and the world will be a much, much more beautiful place.
That's very, very beautiful and very, very touching indeed. It just takes my breath away. Thank you. I feel like...
What is your childhood dream?
My what?
What is your dream that is in your heart?
My dream vacation?
No. Like the dream that's in your heart, something you would love to.
Oh, I just want everybody to be happy. You know, I really believe in that every human should be able to control their own destiny, and that they should all have the right to live the life they want for themselves without a lot of restrictions, regulations, and control from the government. That's it. Just
that's
be happy, because life is too short. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. It was so wonderful.
Oh, I wish you the best of luck. And once I upload this video to my YouTube channel, Critical Beauty Salon, I am going to tag you so you can share this interview with your followers. And I'm also going to put the link to your social media in the description box below. So Critical Beauty viewers out there, please follow Svetlana's journey to Miss World 2021 and follow her on Instagram as well as Facebook page, okay? I wish you the best of luck. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week. And I will be seeing you on TV on the Miss World stage in Puerto Rico.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support, and I hope to make you all proud.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a big, big, big virtual hug, okay? And kiss.
Thank you so much.
Honey. Good night. Bye.
Good night. Bye-bye.